key aspect of conducting technique and the only real one that allows us to control the orchestra. Conducting technique and conducting tips shown in the other episodes are derived strictly from the music. When music creates the technique, it cannot be otherwise. There are, however, some technical aspects that are common ground to all music you will conduct. One of them is the different types of strokes you have at your disposals. Now, fundamentally, baton strokes are of two kinds. Straight line strokes, vertical, horizontal, and diagonal, and curved line strokes, half or fully curved. Now, in any of these strokes, the initiating factor is always one, the pulse. Without it, no stroke will work. Hello everyone, I'm Gianmaria Griglio and I welcome you to a new episode of Conducting Pills. If you're new here, this channel is all about classical music, score analysis, and of course, conducting tips and exercises now. Speaking of which, thanks to your suggestion with this episode, I'm starting a new series of videos focused on different aspects of conducting technique, which will alternate the regular score analysis videos. I want to thank all my patrons for making this series possible, and now let's keep going. The pulse is emphasized technically by a click of the wrist, a vertical or horizontal motion initiating the baton movement. As a reminder, here's how to make a pulse. For a vertical stroke, make an upward-downward motion of the wrist, making sure your rebound ends where the motion began, as if you were knocking on a door placed on a horizontal surface. The same movement can be transferred on the horizontal level, a quick right-left motion of the wrist. This horizontal motion should be only used for horizontal strokes. Using it in vertical strokes would cause a break in the flow of the line. The only way this movement will work is if you are looking at the top of your hand. This quick motion is a fundamental building block of conducting technique, and learning how to control this means learning how to control the orchestra. Once you feel comfortable with these motions, practice continuing the stroke. In a vertical stroke, continue the movement upwards after the rebound. In a horizontal movement, drop the rebound and use the direction of the wrist to initiate the motion. One step forward, try practicing them in a pattern. Use a metronome, start slow and increase the speed gradually. Change pattern, 2, 3, 4, 6. Practicing conducting, at least in its technical aspect, is just like practicing any other instrument. Teach your body the motions it needs to do until they become a second nature and you don't have to think about them any longer. In both the vertical and the horizontal gestures, you should feel the resistance to your motion. Think of it as if you were moving your arm in water or oil. That's how you carry the sound and connect to the sound of the orchestra. You may have already heard this concept in the common saying, a conductor's gestures should imitate the movement of the bow on the strings. These click motions are used in all tempi. They are particularly useful to show staccato notes, or to be very clear in mixed meters and different rhythmical figures, or to make a curved stroke clear, or to make an accelerando or a rallentando. Half-curved or fully curved strokes are a great addition to your arsenal of gestures. But in order to be clear for the players, they must have a pulsing point. Look at this. Nobody would understand anything from this. It looks like I'm stirring a pot of soup. But if you add a pulse, all of a sudden the players have a point of reference, and the gesture becomes unmistakable. What can they be used for? To show legato passages, or passages that begin with a legato marking and end with a short note. I have, in these examples, purposefully exaggerated the intensity of the pulses in order to make it clearer. They should, however, be kept under control and not overused, of course, and like everything, especially in legato passages, as they can easily chop up the line. That's why the intensity of a click can vary and sometimes be completely dropped. And that's why it's also a good idea to practice sharper and softer versions of the same pulse. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button right below this video and ring the bell so you will get notified every time a new video comes out. For more in-depth analysis, conducting technique and conducting exercises, look on my website where you can find now more than 80 videos and follow my Facebook group. And if you want to support this series, you're always welcome to do so on Patreon. All the links are in the description. Let me know in the comments what you think about this piece and if you have any suggestions for future videos. In the next episode of this series, we'll look at legato and staccato strokes within patterns. In the meanwhile, please continue to enjoy music. Be well. Ciao! If you don't want a completely flat sound, ask the first violinist to vibrate the G 1 octave higher. This will make the... Here's another choice. You can start with your left hand only and switch to your right.